Terra Luna Classic has just broke out of the trend channel we've been following, and we could be heading for some pretty explosive moves over the next 24 to 48 hours. I'm going to talk a little bit about it in this video. Equally, the news on the rumors coming from Binance and the 1.2% burn tax. I'm going to take a look at what all that is. But first, if you are holding Luna Classic, then do me a favor, smash the like button. The more likes we get on this video, the more people find out about the amazing opportunity we have with Luna Classic. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Over 10,000 subscribers, and thank you so much for all the support recently on the channel. Now let's get into what's going on with Luna Classic. So we can see currently trending about 8.19% up on the day. Our volume is down 1.7 billion and market capitalization at 2.7 billion. We are currently the 29th highest ranked cryptocurrency. Now, volume is down isn't necessarily a bad thing. We talked about this on the video yesterday, where volume right now doesn't need to be as big as I think people want it to be. We've got the burn tax coming. We've got that 1.2% coming. And again, I talked about this in my previous video, but we are seeing about a 5x volume through the exchanges that are supporting 1.2% burn tax. So we're going to get into the noise from Binance, but we certainly are seeing some pretty nice moves. Again, we can see some of where the volume is trading through. Binance obviously being the biggest at 830 million. KuCoinGate.io, Huobi Global, which we know has just announced support of that 1.2% burn tax, and then into some of the other ones down there. So we are still seeing, you know, some good moves in terms of that. Equally, we're starting to see the holders only just coming up slightly versus what we're seeing on there, but equally there is a positive sign. There is more people coming into Terra Luna Classic. Now, we drew this channel about 48 hours ago, and we were tracking this, saying if we broke out, we could see some pretty nice movement, and we did break out slightly earlier. We are seeing, like I said, about a 4.5% increase on this particular chart. We're in the 4.5s range. Now, we do see this 4.56 range as a major level of resistance right now. We touched it 4 times so far in the last half an hour, but haven't actually managed to break through it. Now, once we do break, and we potentially are going to see that, we could start to see some pretty strong movement up into the high 5s, maybe even touching on that 6 level. Now, we saw some pretty nice money coming in earlier on today, and again, we trended in this channel. We fell out of the channel, brought back in. Again, we took a big dip here, but equally was bought straight back into this channel. So this is going to be a really interesting move over the course of the next couple of hours as we have broke out of this channel. Do we see us falling back in here now? A lot of people kind of want to see the price come down to give us an opportunity to get back in, and equally then bringing more holders ahead of this 1.2% burn tax. But I, for one, would like to see it push a little bit, and then we maybe take the retracement. Again, 20th of September, we are expecting that burn tax to go live across all of the exchanges that have listed on it, and equally whether that's spot trading or not. We know some are doing it, and we know some aren't. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. But, you know, we're seeing articles like this, which I always think is interesting. Binance says it may review its decision to implement Terra Luna Classic. This was tweeted, this article came out September the 10th, and these are the sort of things we as a community just need to be careful of, because actually when you dig and read into this, it is only the response that Binance gave to the LunaC DAO proposal when they said about Binance not doing it. So it says here, we introduced a 1.2% burn tax for on-chain transactions exactly according to the proposal. We settle most transactions off-chain. This makes it difficult to tax to be levied, yet we would closely monitor the effect of the change and might review the decision. This isn't a bad thing. You know, everyone doesn't really know what's going to happen. We've not really seen this ever before, where we have, you know, a top tier cryptocurrency implementing a burn tax based on a community vote. We've not seen it before. We are in uncharted waters when it comes to Terra Luna Classic, albeit for the good. So I think we just have to be really careful as a community that we don't just let this kind of wildfire spread. And this is why it's important that people see videos like this, and, you know, the other content creators putting out the information that we need. We know that Binance, you know, tentatively have put the 1.2% burn tax, albeit not on spot and trading markets that we wanted it to, but purely in and out of the exchange. That's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean they're not going to do it. We talked a little bit on the live stream about Coinbase and the fact Coinbase have only suspended Terra Luna Classic, which means they can turn that trading volume back on as and when they see fit. So we're just going to have to stay really close to this Binance information. Again, there's no way they would implement it and then all of a sudden pull it back out only 24 to 48 hours later. They would be silly to not implement it. Look at the volume we were talking about earlier, $1.7 billion worth of volume. Now, in terms of burn mechanism, I did a video earlier, I'll leave a link of that in the description, but we could see some significant burns, which ultimately is going to increase the price. It's going to drive people to Terra Luna Classic, and we could then be well on our way back to that $1 mark. So I think we just have to be careful with what we're seeing from people like Binance, and equally then allowing those rumors to spread. Now, I talked a little bit about the volume increase we're seeing. So Mexi, again, there is a link in the description if you want to go over and start your account over there with Mexi. But they have been a big supporter of the 1.2% burn tax. You can see here they're the second highest contributor to the burn entities. And, you know, equally what we can say, and we talked about this again in my video yesterday a little bit, is that we are seeing a significant step on in volume for MEXC. So that right back here was the first manual burn they sent, which was 11 million coins. We then saw it jump to 14, and it did peak at 71 million. This is when Lunar Classic was going absolutely nuts, breaking the 5s, in touching the 6s. But it does look like we're averaging about 56 million coins. So we did 56 and 51. So we can argue and say it's about a 5x increase in volume for MEXC. So definitely worthwhile. So again, when we talk about the Binance situation, and equally we've seen Huobi, Gate.io all say they're going to support the burn tax, albeit one way or another, then Binance wouldn't be Binance if they didn't make a bit of a drama out of it, and equally make sure they come into this nice and tentatively to make sure it's going to happen. The big thing right now though is this test around, like we were talking about, this 45 range. Do we manage to break through over the course of the next hour? I was going to stay really close to it, so if you're not following me on social media, do so, because I'll be tweeting out about this one. And that is going to do it for this video. Lots to come, more exciting news, and we could be seeing a pretty big price movement. And if you want to see a big price movement, do me a favor, smash the like button on this video, also subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.